The role of childhood experiences. The child you once were is still quietly influencing the adult you've become. Imagine walking through an old house. The walls are cracked, the paint has faded, the furniture is different now. Yet every room feels strangely familiar. Your mind works much the same way. Long before you learned who you wanted to become, your childhood was teaching you who you believed you had to be. And the remarkable part is, most of those lessons were never spoken aloud. They were absorbed. Every smile you received, every criticism you heard, every hug that lasted a little longer, every silence that felt too heavy. Your brain was collecting evidence about the world. Is it safe? Can people be trusted? Am I enough? These weren't philosophical questions. They became unconscious assumptions that quietly shaped your future. A child doesn't have the ability to separate events from identity. If a parent is constantly angry, the child rarely concludes, "My parent is struggling." Instead, they wonder, "What did I do wrong?" If love feels conditional, they may grow into an adult constantly chasing approval. If emotions were ignored, they may struggle to understand their own feelings. If mistakes were punished harshly, perfectionism can begin to feel like survival rather than ambition. The fascinating thing is that these patterns often remain invisible. We call them personality. I've always been anxious. I've always been independent. I've always avoided conflict. But sometimes these aren't simply personality traits, they're adaptations, strategies that once protected a younger version of you. Imagine a child growing up in an unpredictable environment. They learn to read every facial expression, every change in tone, every subtle shift in mood. Years later, that same person walks into a meeting and instantly senses tension that nobody else notices. People call it intuition. Sometimes it single quotes as hypervigilance, a survival skill that never received permission to retire. Our childhood doesn't just shape our memories, it shapes our expectations. If you experienced consistency, your brain learned stability. If you experienced chaos, your nervous system may still prepare for danger, even in peaceful moments. This is why two people can experience the exact same situation and interpret it completely differently. One sees opportunity, the other sees risk. One expects acceptance, the other expects rejection. The event is the same, the lens is different, and that lens was polished years before either person realized they were looking through it. But here's where the story changes. Understanding your childhood is not about assigning blame. It's about gaining awareness. You cannot rewrite the beginning of your story, but you can change how the rest of it unfolds. The brain possesses an extraordinary ability known as neuroplasticity that it can build new emotional patterns through repeated experiences. Every healthy relationship, every moment of self-compassion, every boundary you finally set, every fear you gently face teaches your brain something your younger self may never have learned. I am safe, I have value, I don't need to earn love. Healing isn't pretending the past never happened, it's refusing to let the past write every chapter that follows. The child within you doesn't need perfection, they need understanding, because when you begin recognizing your reactions instead of judging them, when curiosity replaces shame, when awareness replaces autopilot, something remarkable happens. Old patterns begin to loosen their grip. The stories you've repeated for decades slowly lose their authority, and for perhaps the first time, you stop living from your past, you start living from your choices. Your childhood may have written the opening pages of your life, but it doesn't hold the pen forever. The author of your next chapter is the person you're becoming today.